Terracotta has been contributing a lot to the historical culture of building of Australia, especially Perth. The city is not old yet has shaped up its own culture of building. This research will be looking at how terracotta roof tiles can help to create a healthy culture of building for Perth. The city has been affected by the contemporary architectural movement recently, which encourages designers to use some common materials to design, such as metal roofs and concrete tiles, to maintain yet develop Perth's culture of building into a healthy one. There are engineering innovations to enhance the cultural terracotta roof tiles performances, as well as way to integrate the tiles with the trending contemporary architectural design to keep Perth's culture of building up to date and healthy. To know how healthy a culture of building is, a good understanding of this term should be known. Howard Davis has stated briefly in his book, The Culture of Building, the definition of this term, which is a harmonized structure combining knowledge, regulations, and policies. This structure is understood and used by architects, builders, banks, and others who are involved with the built environment activities, whom regulate the appearance of one specific building or a whole city. He also discusses a healthy culture of building cannot take shape from nothing, but to gradually come into existence, respecting the realities of the current culture of building. Phenomenally, terracotta roof tiles have a great history, especially in Perth, Australia. Although the current material has been fair its first appearance in prehistory Greece, the first terracotta roof tiles has not been found until the earlier half of 7th century BC around Europe and East Asia. The multi-purpose terracotta, with its potential of creating complex ornamental details, had become the jewel of design, fusing ornament and architecture together. However, recent debuts of reinforced concrete, metal, and glass has torn down the era of terracotta. Despite a thick history, it was not until 1850s when the first set of terracotta tiles were introduced to Australia in form of French pattern tile. Then it took to 1860 for the first tiles to be produced in Australia, to 1886 for the first tiles installed on a house roof in Melbourne, and to mid-1924 for the first coloured tile to be produced. These days, terracotta tiles are one of the most common choices in roofing industry in Australia. Unfortunately for terracotta, the contemporary architectural movement has blurred the cooked earth by introducing new materials. Metal roofs and concrete tiles are similarly taking the spotlights away from terracotta roof tiles recently. Having a longer history than terracotta, metal roofing has been used since 3rd century BC. It has so much advantages over the cooked earth material, including longer lifespan and recyclability. However, the modern look of metal roofing does not get along well with the historic look of most Australian existing architecture, giving chances for terracotta to still be preferred in such cases. Concrete roofing tiles pose a greater threat than metal roofs to terracotta, since the outlook of this material is hardly distinguishable from the cooked earth. Also, concrete tile costs less than terracotta to produce but lasts for nearly the same amount of time. The only drawback of concrete roofing tiles that terracotta can take advantage from is that they are not fire-proof like the cooked earth, making it difficult for necessary maintenance after a long time. In comparison with metal roofs and concrete tiles, terracotta has such advantages as fire-proof and strong bond with Perth's culture of building. On the other hand, the materials still have such disadvantages as being more expensive than most of roofing typologies, being hardly used in the context of contemporary architecture, and low recyclability. Thus, there are at least 3 directions of engineering possibilities for innovations to enhance the terracotta performance. Besides that, architects' design also plays an important role in utilizing terracotta roof tiles in the most sustainable way in order to reduce risk of rebuild and recycle. Standing on a common ground with Australia, Terracotta roof tiling has been existing in Vietnamese old culture of building. The material in this country is facing the same problem that the Australian one does, which contributes to blur the uniqueness of the country's architectural culture. In order to make Vietnamese culture of building healthy but not faded into the international contemporary architectural trend, Vietnamese architects have found a way to integrate their old construction materials such as terracotta roof tiles with their contemporary design. The tile roof house designed by K59A Taylor is a great example of this integration. In conclusion, a healthy culture of building should be shaped up based on the existing one, which means terracotta roof tiling should be developed, enhanced, or innovated to make Perth's culture of building healthier. In fact, the city is influenced by the contemporary architectural movement recently, leading to the increase of designs using such common materials as metal roof and concrete tiles. In this case, the cultural terracotta roof tiles should not only be enhanced in performance by engineers' innovations, but also be integrated into contemporary design in a smart way. To learn from what Vietnamese architects integrate the materials and the movement, a healthy culture of building of Perth should be kept traditional but innovative.